Back in 1970, that song won the Eurovision Song Contest, and the singer was the Irish wonderful singer called Donna. And Donna is my special guest today, and she's actually in the middle of recording a new album, which we'll talk about in a minute. But how on earth did a girl from Derry suddenly get picked to sing that song, and who wrote the song?
Well, the song was written by two amateur writers. They were compositors in the newspaper. So it was an all-round kind of a semi-professional entrant. And at that time, each country sent its song and singer or group of singers to take part and represent the country. I was still at school. I had auditioned to take part in the National Song Contest, the little competition where they would pick their entrant the previous year.
Northern Ireland or the whole of Ireland?
When I went to Eurovision, I represented all of Ireland,
Okay.
but I was still at school, so I was also an amateur singer. So it was two amateur songwriters, an amateur singer, and it won the Eurovision Song Contest.
Now, explain how big that is.
Well, it is the biggest song competition in the world. It's the biggest.
And it's carried live in all these different countries?
Yes, and now it's carried in Australia and parts of America. Well, Celine Dion's career internationally began with the Eurovision Song Contest. ABBA, their career internationally began with the Eurovision Song Contest.
Did you actually sing it live, or were you sort of lip-syncing it?
Oh no, it was live with the full orchestra.
How scary. And how on earth did you get through doing the song?
Well, at that time I had only sung in very restricted things like concerts, and I'd done a couple of local televisions, a couple of national televisions with the Irish television station. But I wasn't really known in Ireland. I'd never had a hit record. And what just happened to me was in the middle of the song, I'd suddenly realise where I was and what I was doing. I'd get really nervous. My breathing and everything would go. So as I waited to go on, I was thinking about my family who were watching this in Northern Ireland and my friends. And I thought, I really can't let them down. I was telling myself off, do not mess this up. And I think that thought of who was watching and how much it meant to the people of my town in particular. And it really gave me the strength to get through it.
Was that a time when there was a lot of troubles going on in Londonderry or Derry?
Yes, what we call the Troubles were raging on the streets. They'd really begun in earnest. And my town was one of the epicentres for street battles, and it was a terrible time. And it really misrepresented worldwide the nature of the people, the nature of the town. It was a town always famous for its music, still is. It's music and culture. We have a Nobel Prize winning poets, writers, and it was always a town where music united the community. So it was a chance for me walking out there to represent the true nature of my people.
So what happened to your career then? All of a sudden you've got this amazing coverage, you've got this lovely song. Did you suddenly become a superstar?
Overnight star. And it went to number one in most of the European countries and as far away as New Zealand, I think Australia, and other countries that I'm only learning about now. Yes, I remember we had 4 crews from different countries in Europe camping on the corridor outside the apartment we lived in. I couldn't even go out the door. It was an unbelievable, I think I was in shock for 6 months.
Is it true that Bono recorded that song?
He didn't record it. I was told it was one of the first songs he sang as a young boy. But then a lot of children loved it and they would sing it. No, but actually when they did their stadium concert in Dublin, he had in the late 90s, he had the words up on a screen with the bouncy ball, and he got the entire stadium to sing it.
Oh, that's great. So then do you go on tour then, and you have to put a show together with lots of other songs?
Well, a lot of it in the first year was televisions, and yes, some live events, but sometimes you'd be in 3 countries in the one day. It was constant travel, and I was on the first international link-up, with the first live link-up between America and England. David Bowie got the Best Newcomer. They were just, Dionne Warwick was on. There was amazing artists, and they linked up between, I think it was New York and London. So I mean, I really got to do a lot of wonderful